And I heard this morning it was 11 degrees here. And I said, there's no way. There's no way it's 11 degrees. You mean like a 1 followed by a 1? That kind of 11? Yeah. Hey, Granny Gear here. It is really cold out. You can tell by my stocking hat, courtesy of lizard skins. You can tell by my puffy jacket, courtesy of some goose down. And you can tell if you look around a little bit, this doesn't really look like Southern California, does it? That's because it's not. That's because we are here right now visiting the home of Alchemy Bikes. What I'm here to do is to see what it's like to go through their custom bicycle purchasing program. They have an amazing, really interesting actually program. It's unique. I don't know of anybody else that does it. We're going to take you through it as best we can, see what the experience is like, see what you need to know if you were going to do it. So let's get into it right now. I made it inside the Alchemy headquarters. It's a lot warmer in here. I was able to take the puffy jacket and the fuzzy hat off. I'm sitting here with Bryce, and we're going to talk about what this experience is for you as a potential buyer to come to Alchemy Bikes and go through their program. Tell us about that program. I think it's kind of unique. I don't know of anything quite like it.
Yeah, we didn't really either, and kind of saw a value add for our customers there. So we call it the Golden Dare experience. Discover Alchemy's ride experience. So not only building a custom bike for somebody, but building as a direct-to-consumer company, it's difficult for people to take that leap of faith and to just say, okay, I'm going to give you a lot of money and hope that you return to me a product that I'm really excited about that works really well for me. So offering this experience and making it a little bit easier for the customer to come out, talk to us, touch the bikes, get a fitting, ride the bikes, it really helps to ease their mind that they're going to end up with the bike that's perfect for them and that they're really going to enjoy.
Yeah.
So that's why we developed it.
That has to be big on a customer's mind because it's an expensive thing, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't, it's an unsure process. You're not sure, are you going to like what I'm going to get? Mm-hmm. How does this work? How do I know what I want? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot involved in this.
Yeah, so you can talk to various experts. You can get a fit with our fit specialist. You can chat with me about your component choices. You can talk to Phil, our painter, about what kind of colors you might want, and really meet the whole team, everybody that's fabricating your bike, and get input from everyone.
Yeah, and that all happens here.
Yeah, absolutely, start to finish. It's all in this facility.
So, but there's more than just that. There's also some stuff that's happening outside of this in that package. So tell me about that. It's pretty concierge.
Yeah, so we're in the Gateway Village, which is a new kind of build area in Golden. We've got a cafe, we've got a brewery, we've got Origin Hotel Red Rocks, we've got a lot of really unique little businesses around here that we've partnered with to make your stay special.
It's a nice hotel.
Right.
I stayed there when I came and visited you guys a month or so ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very pleasant. Great coffee shop too.
Little boutique hotel. It's really, really nice rooms. We work with Launch Coffee Shop. They provide breakfast burritos and coffee to the Golden Dare folks. And then Over Yonder Brewery provides a $20 gift card, so you can go have a couple beers after your fitting or after your test ride or whatever you'd like to do.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
So what makes me a potential customer for this process? Well, at what point, I mean, it's going to vary for different people. Everybody has their different reasonings for something perhaps. But at some point in my cycling experience, I'm going to consider this. And do you have any thought on that? I mean, what do you see in your customers?
Yeah, so there's several different people who might want to take advantage of this. One of them is going to be someone who needs a custom bike. So their body measurements or their injury history or just their style of riding prohibits them from buying a lot of bikes off the rack. So they're going to be looking at a lot of different manufacturers, and being able to take that Golden Dare experience and come out and get that fitting with the person who's building your bike really makes a lot of sense for somebody who needs that custom geo.
So fit, that's super critical. I think that's overlooked because we're used to off the rack.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the population is off the rack. We get a lot of folks who have had a lot of custom bikes before. I think custom can be a little overwhelming for some people because they don't know what they don't know, and they don't know why they'd need custom if they've been riding stock bikes. So a lot of folks want to buy an Alchemy. They've been looking at our bikes potentially for years, and so coming in and having that experience, and for us to say, hey, yeah, you could fit really well on a 54 centimeter, but if we tweaked your head tube, made it a little bit longer, you might get into a more comfortable position. And so it's something to look at. And so just having this experience can open up a whole lot of doors. It can answer a lot of questions, and it can make people feel a whole lot more comfortable about the bike that they're buying.
Right, right. So to make the time most valuable, if I'm going to come in here, what are the things I should bring to the table for you that helps you and me have a better experience, if there are things?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, you're going to need to bring your cycling kit so that we can put you on the size cycle and get accurate measurements. But coming with measurements from a current bike that you ride, that you have been riding, that maybe fits you well, that maybe doesn't, but gives us some kind of starting point would be really helpful. And then just spending the time to think about why I want to purchase this bike, what I'm going to be using it for most of the time, what it needs to do exceptionally well, so that we can kind of already know what model you might be interested in and what kind of component spec might serve your purposes.
So, of course, you have one big choice here, obviously, besides, I mean, you do this in road, gravel, and mountain bikes. And your mountain bike is pretty versatile. And you have a hardtail, so you have full suspension hardtail. You're covering it pretty well. But you also have, I mean, you're going to know what you want, probably. You're going to come in either a mountain biker or you're not.
Right, yeah.
Right. But from a gravel cyclist point of view, let's narrow it down to, you know, where my focus is. Carbon or titanium. That's got to be a bit of a juggling act for some people mentally to figure out what they want to do.
Yeah, so somebody who's coming to us from the perspective of needing a new gravel bike, there's a few different options that they could go with. So there's that person who does some gravel cycling, does some road cycling, can't afford to have more than one bike in their stable. And so that person's probably going to be choosing between the Atlas with the larger tire clearance or the Ronin. So two bikes that whose geometry and features lend themselves well to either road or gravel. You're right, tie versus carbon is a huge consideration, and one that has only become a little bit more muddied over the years as both materials have gotten have changed and gotten better. And then there's also the Ronin versus the Lycos. Which is, what kind of gravel cycling?
One's a little more adventure-based, takes a bigger tire.
Right.
Is that kind of what I get? One's a little bit more all-road speed-focused. Is that? I don't know if that's too simplified, but
yeah, to simplify it, to distill it, that's exactly right. The Ronin is going to be what we'd consider our fast gravel bike. So that's if you're trying a podium at an event,
and that's the tie one.
No, the Ronin we offer in carbon and tie.
Oh, so I didn't know that. So you do that geometry in both?
Yep, same with the Atlas.
Oh, okay.
So the Lycos is the only bike that is carbon only, and that one is only stock frame sizes. So somebody who needs custom is going to want the Ronin, obviously. And we can make changes to that to make it more like the Lycos. If what you want is an adventure gravel bike for bike packing or for single track riding, but you need custom geo, we can
okay.
make that for you.
Do you have people come in sure that they'll want one or the other and end up with something different after talking?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
A lot of folks want to know the pros and cons of
Yeah.
each model and to kind of understand them a little bit better, and
Right, right.
working with us can
Yeah.
really help.
So I've gone through the custom bike process before, not at this level, but I have done it. And one of the dangers I was aware of is I'd get what I asked for, but I didn't like what I get. So how do you look at that situation?
Yeah, so being the manufacturer and in a lot of cases the fitters really helps us with that. Also, riding a lot of these bikes helps us with that. So you can talk to somebody who's ridden all the models, who knows fit really well, and
Yeah.
who knows the manufacturing process.
Yeah.
And so that's going to give you kind of like that whole vision of the process. So you're going to come in and say, I'm a gravel cyclist. I race a lot. I want super short chain stays. I want
Yeah.
really slammed position on the bike. And we're going to, maybe put you on a bike, tell you so you can see how it rides, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
maybe tell you what some of those changes might get you.
Yeah.
And just have that conversation and make
Yeah.
sure that, is this change going to actually give me what I want
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
real world application?
Yeah, because everything's a compromise at some point.
Absolutely.
You start changing things. And in bikes, 10 centimeters, I'm sorry, 10 centimeters would be a lot. That would be a lot. 10 millimeters, I should say. I mean, 5 millimeters of bottom bracket drop, 5 millimeters of chainstay length, top tube length, stack reach, all that. It's incremental, but it adds up. And it really can affect what you end up with.
Yep, definitely.
So it's,
And a lot of those folks, like, yeah, sure, that bike may work really well on the race course.
yeah,
But are you going to only ride this bike on
yeah,
the race course? And do we maybe want to
yeah,
nudge it a little bit more towards a daily driver, so
yeah.
that you can train on it and it'll still be effective when you're
So
racing?
you guys consider all that. And you
Absolutely.
take consideration, you're going to look at the age, how they ride, what they like, what they don't like. Because that's what I did with my custom builder for my steel road bike. I took several bikes, what I liked, didn't like about them, and we kind of melded it together and ended up with something that I just love to ride. And it's like a steel rim brake road bike. It doesn't even take a big tire because that isn't in vogue then when we did it. And through all like 10 road bikes I've owned, it is still my favorite bike to ride. Now I wish I had a bigger tire and I wish I had disc brakes sometimes. But the fit and the performance is just what I wanted.
Right.
And I couldn't get that anywhere. I don't know, maybe I'm very picky. Are your buyers picky?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And they should be.
yeah,
This is it's a big purchase, and
yeah,
for a lot of folks, they hang on to these for their whole lives.
yeah,
I know I've never sold a bike that I had custom made for me. I don't intend to.
yeah. They're keepers, aren't
They're
they?
keepers. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this Golden Dare package, we're planning to spend the entire day with you.
yeah, yeah,
So we can get together as early as you want and go
yeah,
have that breakfast burrito together and
yeah,
start the
yeah,
conversation there. But yeah, we want to make this. We're not taking it lightly because we know that you're not either,
yeah.
and so we want to spend a lot of time to really make sure that you're getting exactly what you want.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Here we are, we're back on the couch of truth and consequences. We'll see if I did a good job or not, or I think so. So I just went through the fit process, which was really interesting for me. I've never done a pro fit, right? I've always done my own fitting, and that was just a process of through the years of micro adjusting to what felt right. And the machine actually kind of was affirming to me because it kind of told me, yeah, you're pretty much there. So that was kind of interesting. So we talked about, based on that and based on my needs and my desires and what I'm used to riding, what I like, we did some tweaks to the geometry of the Ronin. And I'll talk about that, I think, once I get the bike and I can see, we'll follow up then. So you and I talked a little bit about components and how that's going to get set up. That was part of the process. And so now what happens?
So we've got your geometry dialed in, and we've all agreed this is what works best for your body and for how you're using the bike. So we will create a CAD drawing of that geometry, and we'll send that to you for a final approval. Most people, reading a CAD drawing can be a little outside of people's comfort zone.
Right,
And so
right.
we mostly give that to you so you have it. But we will send you a build sheet that details all the components that we're going to build your bike with, so that you can sign off on that, ask any questions, make any changes before we start ordering your components. And we'll also send you a paint mock if you've elected to do
Okay.
a paint scheme. You've just gone with a stock blast polish because it's going to hold up really well,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
it's beautiful titanium, so
Yeah,
why
yeah.
cover it up?
Yeah, I'm kind of that way. Yeah, yeah,
But most people will get a paint mock so that
Yeah.
they can sign off on their paint
Yeah.
choices as well. So we'll send you all the production documents just so that everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
We'll give you an idea of your lead time
Okay.
and kind of create that delivery date. And then it's really just staying in touch with you throughout the build. Hey, your frame's done. Hey, it's gone through finishing. Hey, it's been aligned. Hey, it's getting built. Hey, it's going to be delivered soon.
Okay, cool.
So just trying to keep you in the loop.
Yeah.
And yeah, we really just want that to be like a touch points along the whole way.
Yeah.
That's what makes that experience special.
Sweet. And I also got a goodie box, right? There's like a hat, a shirt, and I get some vouchers so I can get coffee. And there's a little local brewery there, right? So I can celebrate my procedure here. And that's part of the Golden Dare, right?
Yep.
So Golden Dare has been fascinating, guys. It really has. I mean, if you're thinking about doing something like this, when you're just on the phone with a custom builder, sometimes that's about as close as you ever get. If you're willing to take a trip to Colorado, come see the Alchemy guys. It's an amazing place to begin with. It's a great bunch of people. And this process is unique, I think, or at least it's unique as far as I'm concerned. It's certainly interesting. And we're going to see when the box shows up at my house. Well, we'll see how good we did. Anyway, Granny Gear here for this old guy on a bike is going to put some warm clothes on and go back out in this Colorado winter, and then fly back home to Southern California. And I will be waiting impatiently. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks for tagging along.